family? It is your boy K-Dub. This is K-Dub's High Five. 5 rapid-fire questions with your favorite hobby faces. Yes, sir. And you see him, Mr. David Yarger, the director of breaking at David Adams, also the former host of the YouTube, Twitch, a pinnacle show of the Chase. David, how you doing today, man?
We're doing good, man. I'm on a little vacation in Florida, so I'm enjoying myself for the week. But very, very happy to be on, and I've been waiting. I've been waiting to make my debut with K Dub on this podcast.
Well, the world has been waiting, and the world is excited that you're going to be a part of this. I'm excited to hear about your hobby story, your card influences, as well as a little bit about you and your role at David Adams. So, how it works: 5 questions, all hobby related. They're coming at you one right after another. Ready to take on the high five?
I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for the high five.
All right, man. David Yarger, tell the high five world, who are you in the hobby, man? If you were to kind of describe your role or who you are, what you do, what would that be in the hobby?
Yeah, so my hobby journey's been kind of an adventure. I got in, like we were talking earlier, I was in education before I started up with Hit Parade. And then I worked there for like a week, and the opening with the Chase opened up, and interviewed for that. Got in with the Chase, and I won't lie to you, like my card knowledge was a little limited when I started with the Chase. It was kind of, a hands-on type deal. Like I was learning on the fly and everything. But yeah, really working at David Adams, you really start to enjoy cards. You kind of have no choice. You see them every day. But yeah, so worked with Troy on the Chase for about year and a half or so. And then most recently in December, I got the opportunity at a promotion, which ended up being the director of breaking. And it's been a wild ride, man. I can't lie to you. I it was a lot of learning the first few weeks. But I have a great team on my side. Yeah, Sean, Steve, Troy, just everybody there has been very, very helpful and very great to work with. So it's kind of a little bit about me. I basically the guy, if you go to dacarworld.com and see the breaks that are listed up on the website, I'm the one that makes them, lists them, and then, eventually watches them too. I give them to the breakers, and um, that's pretty much that. But yeah, it's been a wild journey for me, and I the breaking department at David Adams has been amazing. So we just keep growing and growing and growing.
For sure. Well, I'll make sure on this video, I'll link the description to David Adams and the breaks section of their page. You can check them out. But I did have a little side question here. You said your card knowledge was limited, but you applied for a job at David Adams Card World. Like, what made you put an application in that? What made you go that route after education?
So the original, excuse me, the original position I applied for was actually working with social media. So
Okay,
I had done a bunch of social media stuff in prior jobs, and I was interested because one, I knew David Adams, Buffalo company, born and bred in Buffalo. So I knew the
gotcha.
backstory. I love the company. I had shopped there when I was a kid,
For
and
sure.
then just dealing with sports. Sports in my life. I mean, I'm wearing a Caitlin Clark jersey right now. I mean, literally, I just love sports in general, and I knew I would be dealing with cards. I collected a little bit as a kid.
Mhm.
Nothing too crazy. Like I would just, if I was at here's one no one's probably heard in a while. Kmart. If I was at like Kmart
Yeah,
or
okay.
whatever, grab a pack and
Definitely.
just rip a little bit. Yeah, RIP RIP Kmart. But I if I when I was a kid, if I saw packs, I would rip a little bit. Nothing too crazy,
Yeah.
but like I said, man, working at David Adams for almost 2 years now, you get to learn a little bit about cards when you're around them all day.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about your kind of growing up, your childhood, thinking about the people who maybe have influenced you, not necessarily in the hobby, because it sounds like maybe sports was kind of more the turn for David Adams, but kind of who would you credit as some of those influences if you think about your journey into the sports world?
So in the sports world, I'm a big 24. I rep the 24 everywhere
Okay.
I go. And my favorite player of all time, it's a throwback, man. It really is. But his name was Grady Sizemore. Grady
Oh
Si
yeah,
Grady Sizemore was my favorite baseball player of all
Cleveland
time.
Indians, right?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the best part is basically how I got to really, really like Grady Sizemore and him become my favorite player was Buffalo Bisons were the AAA team for Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
And so I went to so many Buffalo Bisons games. I watched guys like Brandon Phillips, Johnny Peralta, and obviously Grady Sizemore.
Okay.
And just watching how he played. I was an infielder, he was an outfielder, but like watching how he played just inspired me so much because this is a dude that would just run into a wall to catch a
Yeah.
ball. He had speed, he had power. He was a real role model that I really looked up to and enjoyed, watching his career progress through the minors and then eventually become an absolute stud with Cleveland until he got hurt.
Yeah.
So I would definitely credit him.
Okay.
Um, I guess another person I really like. This is another throwback name that many people probably don't know, but I love Johnny Flynn. Johnny Flynn
Johnny
went to high
Flynn
school.
from the Syracuse
Yep,
Orangemen, captured by the Timberwolves.
yep. So
Dude,
I
come
know
on, man, dude, you and me. I'm in your
every
brain, dude.
every time I say Johnny Flynn, they're like, "Oh, the guy that was drafted before Steph Curry." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I know." But he actually went to the high school I went to,
Okay.
um, years before I was in Niagara Falls. But yeah, he went to Niagara Falls High School, and he just played a fun, entertaining brand of basketball. And it sucks the way his NBA career panned out, but I mean, he could say something I can't. He made it to the league. I didn't. So
Well, and that year, it's funny because I think that year Minnesota drafted 2 point guards like back to back. It was an overseas guy, and
Rubio,
then, yeah,
Rubio.
Rubio, and then it was Johnny Flynn in the
Yep.
same like 2 picks or something from each other. So everyone, it was funny, but
Just
that's what I remember about him.
craziness, craziness.
And I remember he rocked the headband, which I was a headband wearer when I was in
Yep.
high school. So I always respect the headband. So
Yep.
right on. Well, when you think about maybe like the hobby business world, I mean, are there anyone that you kind of look to as like this person played a big role in me kind of getting into the hobby world as far as the business goes?
I mean, I can name Adam Martin right off the rip. I
For sure.
mean, working at Dave and Adams, you get to work with Adam a little bit, and he's a fun guy to be around. He really is passionate about the hobby. Really embraces what the hobby is all about, and I can say like I couldn't be happier where I'm at. Like I love where I am, who I work for. I mean, the backstory of the company, two friends starting a business and
Yeah.
being at Climb it's been awesome to work for. A couple other guys I really like to mention too, just since I really started getting back into the hobby. Love Coach Co. I think Coach Co is a great guy. Love seeing some of his content.
Mm.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to my boy Daryl Garner, Dr. Collectibles. So
Okay.
uh,
All right. Fair enough.
I know he doesn't go as an influencer. I know he hates that term, but that's my dude. I love his content, and he's really embraces what the hobby's all about.
For sure. I love it, man. I love it. It's cool to hear kind of both sides there of actually like athletes and influence who you are, but also, real people. So
Mm.
awesome, man. All right. Well, let's talk about the cards now. This has me interested because for you saying that cards weren't really like the big thing, now I got to know, man, who is the card or what is the card that you've always wanted, the grail card for you now that you're into the sports card world? You look at the card world differently than a lot of us, 90s collectors, young, guys our age. So what's the grail card for you?
So my Grail card, I live in Buffalo. I'm a Bills fan. The card I need in my collection, I can't afford it right now, but it's a Josh Allen rookie downtown. And the big reason for that is if you look in the background of the card, there's Niagara Falls, which is my hometown.
Got it. Okay.
So I love the look of the card, and it has a chicken wing. And if anybody's been to Buffalo, Buffalo is the chicken wing capital of the world. Best wings you'll ever get.
For
So
sure.
that's one of the cards. That's probably my all-time Grail card.
Yeah.
I do have a couple others that are like lower level a little bit, but like there's this one card I have a connection to. It's Johnny Flynn, Steph Curry, and Eric Maynor all on one card. It was like a UD
Okay.
draft pick card.
Okay.
And the only reason I have the connection with Johnny Flynn because he's from Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Steph Curry has just ruined my life being a Cavs fan. So there's that. And then Eric Maynor, I actually saw Eric Maynor play Duke in Buffalo for the NCAA tournament. Oddly enough, it's going on right now.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, I was like kind of on the boards and he was doing a post game interview. and he had just scored a ton of points. They upset Duke in Buffalo. He dabbed me up on the way out to the locker room. So I was like, I have a little connection with those three guys. Obviously, Steph Curry, not for the better, but
Yeah.
there's that. And then a Roddy Gale. I also collect Roddy Gale, guard for Ohio State. I'm looking out for his 101 first Bowman Superfractor. So
Okay.
I
Got it.
haven't found it yet though.
He's a newer guy then.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Right on, man. All right. Well, Eric Maynard, he went to, did he go to Buffalo, like the college in Buffalo?
He went to VCU. They just ended up playing Duke in Buffalo for the
Got it.
NCAA.
Yes. Okay. Now that's why that name's clicking in my brain. And then
Yeah.
VCU beat Duke as a number 2 or something.
I think it was a 4 versus 13.
4 versus 13. Okay.
Four.
Yeah. Okay. I'm remembering it now. That's when VCU kind of put themselves on the map.
They
Right?
started, yeah, that's kind of when they began to start taking off a little bit.
Love it, man. Oh, all right, man. Now I got to get to the next question for you here. Product, man. You can rip any product in the history of sports cards. What box are you gonna grab and why?
All right,
You
so
get to do the ultimate break, right? For yourself. What box are you picking and why?
I would probably say like 2018 National Treasures football or flawless football. Just searching for those Allen rookies. Josh Allen's my all-time favorite player right now. I mean,
Okay,
I know
yeah.
I know it's cliche, yeah, because he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
No.
But like he got drafted by Buffalo, and there's people that like don't want to come to Buffalo, and he was all about it. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm putting this team on my back." Like he just embraces the Buffalo culture. So I'm all I'm all for hunting for Josh Allen rookies.
All right.
I'll never find one in my life, but I mean, I would love to just rip some 18 flawless, some 18 national treasures, some high end Allen cards.
I will send you a pic after we're done. But I hit a Josh Allen 3-color RPA out of Phoenix in 2018.
Oh my goodness.
This is gonna make you hurt a little bit. I traded it for an Adam Thielen auto and a Fran Tarkington auto.
K Dubs, what are we doing here?
And now like part of me like, well, during pandemic, I would look at prices and I'd be like, oh my gosh. But I didn't know, man. At that point in time, I was young in my collecting and I wanted Vikings cards, and I'm still happy with the Vikings cards that I got. But I respect Allen, man. I think he's a really good player. I think he's a good guy. Seems like a genuine dude that really gives back and does good for Buffalo. So, man, I hope at some point I see you post on the David Adams. This will be the Yarger. What can we do? The Yarger Grail Break 2018 Flawless. How's that sound?
I mean, it would be awesome. Well, I'll have to talk to product management about it.
Oh, all right, man. Well, let's talk a little bit. Just last question here, just a little bit about kind of your vision for the hobby. It's awesome talking with you because I think you bring a different perspective than a lot of the people that I talk to on here because you're not a long-time collector.
Right.
So what kind of, as you look to the hobby moving forward into 2024, taking up the breaking department at David Adams, what kind of gets you excited? What like motivates you moving forward into 2024?
I think the hobby is just like I know some people will be like, oh, the hobby is dying down. I don't believe that because like just looking at the breaking department over the last few months since I got the promotion, like we were seeing new customers like day in and day out. Like people are interested. And the thing that I love about the hobby, especially working with David Adams, is just like the positive energy that comes from the hobby sometimes. I know you'll see, I'll probably get flack for this, but I know you see like if we pull a big card, everyone's like, oh, the breakers are the influencer boxes. I'm like, I'm just like, shut up. I'm just like, come on, like it's going to a customer, man. Like that's my thing is, but like I'm really big on just seeing how much the hobby is really taking off. And honestly, we do card shows at our retail store and everything. And it's like I'm seeing so many more kids coming to shows. I know some prices, it's some kids can't afford it, but just like seeing kids come to the shows and the look on their faces when they get, a free pack of cards or whatever. And anytime they actually hit something big, like it's honestly just really heartwarming. I mean, you work in education, you work with kids, like anytime you can, put a smile on a kid's face, whether it's a free pack of cards or whatever, like it's really nice to see. And I think, obviously, like I said, the prices are a little high right now, but like I still think between, all the card companies, I think they're doing a much better job trying to, get to kids. And, I really like that some of these companies are advertising their players a lot better.
Mm,
Like I think Fanatics has done a pretty good job of, advertising players, through, Fanatics Live and everything that they got going. Upper Deck, I mean, what more can you say about Upper Deck right now with Connor Bedard? I mean, that
I know,
he's
crazy, right?
no, he's like he's the poster child right now. I mean, he's not where McDavid is yet, but like it's kind of just crazy to see, the marketing of athletes, how much it's taking off, and just
For sure.
kind of the excitement and joy that the hobby has been bringing to people.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of energy right now in a positive way of what's happening in the hobby. I think there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of questions, but I definitely think that people are excited about the changes that are coming about. Because I think with anything, things need to be changed over in time. We've seen it in the 90s, we've now seen it in the 2020s. Like things just need to be changed over. And I think you're right. I think there's a lot of excitement from the majority. I think you're always gonna have the crowd that, you know, don't don't get on my lawn. But I think in the
Oh,
end, there's a lot of people who are looking forward to what could come about, what could come to be.
yeah, and I always try, with my breakers and everything, I always just try to, spread the positive energy.
For
You don't
sure.
know what type of day someone's having if they log in and they want to watch your breaks. You don't know what kind of day they're having.
Yeah.
Just spread positive energy. That's what I like about the hobby. I would say 85 to 90% of the people are always bringing the positive energy. I
Mm.
mean, obviously you're gonna have the old man yells at cloud every now and then, but like, but
We all
like,
get a little bit of that.
yeah, I mean, it's true, but yeah, no, I think like just spreading the positive energy is really what the hobby needs, and I think a lot of people have done a good job of spreading the positive energy, but
Yeah,
can
for
always
sure.
use more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, man. One bonus question here for you.
Oh
You are
boy.
you are the director of breaking. You
Okay.
can bring in one guest athlete breaker to open a box of cards. I think I know your answer already here. So maybe I'll give you two answers on
Okay.
this. But if you could bring in anyone to be a special guest breaker, who are you making the phone call to?
Oh my goodness. Well, you already know. If I have to break with them, I
Okay.
would probably say, well, Josh Allen, because I think him and I would have a killer
Okay.
conversation.
Mm.
Um, Another one. My goodness. This is a tough question. You're really putting me on the spot here.
I mean, you got to think of someone who would bring the personality. You don't want someone who's just kind of like, you don't want a Kawhi Leonard who's like one on one, like.
The
But
boy man.
I think Josh Allen would be a great guest breaker. I really do. But let's say Josh Allen's unavailable. He's got bigger things. He's in a Super Bowl. Who else he got?
Oh, well, that'll be the day. Oh my goodness. I would probably, this is like so random, but I would want to break with Kevin Love.
Oh,
So
yeah,
being a Cavs fan,
yeah.
just Kevin Love was like just kind of this random goofy dude at
Agreed.
times.
Agreed.
And I know he's on Miami now, but like I would just genuinely be interested to have a conversation with him about like the 2016 Cavs team that won the finals. And
Hmm.
just I would honestly love to see how he breaks cards.
Hmm.
It, yeah, between now that I'm thinking about it, the only team I've ever seen win a championship in my life is the Cavs.
Yeah.
So I would want some guys from that team. Like give me a K Love
Okay.
or give me like a J.R. Smith.
Okay. Well, two polar opposites. Let's put them in the room and see what
Yeah.
happens with sports cards. Oh, I love it. All right, man. Well, hey, you cleared the list. That's it. That's all we got. We got a high five at the end. Throw it up. Throw it up. Boom. There it is. Hey, David Yarger on. I'm gonna get these here. Jägerbomb24 on Twitter and Instagram. David Yarger 2024. Right, the 24s. We'll remember that. Also, make sure to check out David Adams Breaking. I'll make sure to link it all in the description of this video. Also, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter or X at Mr. K-Dub. Shout out to our High Five endorsers, Midwest Box Breaks, and LJ's Card Shop. Man, thank you for taking time out of your vacation. I really hope you enjoy your time in Florida, man. Hopefully it's warmer than it is here. And man, continued good luck on the breaking stuff. And I look forward to connecting you with you in person one of these days.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I appreciate you having me on. I'm so happy I was finally able to make an
It
appearance.
happens.
We made it happen. We made it happen. It's actually starting to rain a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I really appreciate you having me on. So I'm sure we'll talk again. Hopefully in
Absolutely.
person. time.
Absolutely. All right, y'all take care. We'll catch you guys next time on the next high five.